All right. Yo, what's up, people? Welcome to the Comic World for You. This is the week where we're going to drop off Batman Who Laughs #2. Yeah, spoiler alerts. We ain't going to talk about the other comics too much. I'm going to just talk about mine. But speaking of which, I'm CJ. That's Corey. That's Jen. Long story short, let's get it popping.
Oh, yeah. So why don't you just tell us that since you just want to just drop the spoiler?
I know, we're going to just start off with the big gun. All right, I got Batman Who Laughs #2, and man, that shit was some crack. All right, we're going to start up from the very beginning of the book and everything, and Batman, in the last issue, got poisoned by the Joker toxin. So in this one, he's injected himself with a whole bunch of anti-Joker toxin looking like Bane and shit, but it's all over his body. Alfred, meanwhile, was trying to save Joker and everything. Like, no, we going to need this person because Bruce said we going to need this person. So he's trying to like save him and everything, this whole cardiac shit, whatever. Anyway, we continue out throughout the story and shit. And you see fucking Gordon and Bullock. They're going over this autopsy and shit because all these Bruce Waynes from dark dimensions are dying and falling in this dimension and shit. So like, fuck, another Bruce Wayne, and this one fell from like a height there's no buildings that's falling up.
They are just falling.
Yeah, there's no buildings where this guy could have fallen from to do this type of damage. So Harvey and Jim are talking, and then Jim goes, "You know, I'm the only one who knows that Harvey's away with a hernia right now, dealing with some other stuff. So your costumes are kind of getting bad, Batman. Are you okay?" He's like, "I'm fine. I'll be okay." And just kind of like dismisses it. Some cadet tries to go and talk to him, and Batman loses his shit because, yeah, I guess Joker toxin, and he's on edge and shit. Whatever. Damn. It's all good. So Batman has like a contingency plan because him and Gordon have been discussing the Batman Who Laughs. So he's like, I got this contingency plan. It's called Last Laugh. If anything happens to the city that like causes damage to it, I can like heal people. I have all these like aids and all this shit. It's like a protection type of thing for the city. So what ends up happening, Batman Who Laughs ends up walking to like Wayne Tower, and he's like going up through like the elevators and shit. And at the very top floor and all that stuff, there's some little guy who's like security guard who's sitting there watching. He's just sitting there, and Batman Who Laughs starts talking to him, asking about his new pacemaker, his family, his grandkids. It's like, thanks to you, Mr. Wayne or whatever, I get this great job and all this shit. You're one of the good ones. You're one of the heroes. And Batman's like, hey, thanks for that. And the elevator closes, opens up, and he kills all these people on the next floor and shit. And he goes,
I needed that.
And he takes out these blades and starts killing people left and right and shit. I'm like, whoa. And he goes, 3, 2, 1. Stop it! Other Batman comes flying through like the glass and shatters it. And Batman's trying to fight. He's quicker than me. He's leaner. He's faster. And Batman's just dodging all this shit, using 6 different like martial arts to dodge him and shit. And then Batman says, well, I planned for this because I've been training. Creates a new martial arts out of nowhere, beats him, knocks him on the ground, and is, I bested you. He said, oh, did you? Or did I just plan for everything? Like me being on the ground right now, out of the way of gunfire. And then fucking Grim Batman shoots Batman in like the fucking chest with a bullet that can shoot bullets inside the bullet. Yeah, and it does some
shrapnel and stuff. Yep, that's how you take out big dogs. That's how you take out the big dogs. It just like goes in and then explodes, and so they can't really like.
Yep, and it has a taser in it, so it's like tasing him and all that stuff from the inside. So it's like he's all getting fucked up, and then Batman Who Laughs goes do. So Batman goes do, and Batman's like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "You know what I'm doing. I'm dismantling and disabling the Last Laugh protocol." He's like, "No,
you know I hate what you say. You know what I'm
doing. you know exactly what I'm doing." And he starts talking about the Grim Batman who shot him. He's like, "Yeah, so about Grim Batman, he has bullets on bullets, guns on guns. He's like the Batman who picked up the gun Joe Chill left." And then I was like, "Whoa, that's a pretty cool way to introduce that whole thing." So anyway, Batman Who Laughs is like getting ready to disable everything, and he sets the protocols for the cave-in to blow up the entire like building. And Batman's like, "No! Abort! So yeah, it's not gonna recognize your voice due to that bullet in you with the like electrical pulse messing up your frequency and shit. So it doesn't recognize your voice. So Batman Batman Who Laughs kind of just like points out the fact that, oh yeah, we always got to keep those places in the chest, those warm fuzzy feelings, and then he kind of like comments on the fact that Batman's about to drop, he's about to cross his line and everything, go kill. He's like, oh, so it counts because it's me. It doesn't count. You can kill me because it's just you. So that's your loophole. Yeah, sure, whatever. It just leaves and the whole thing blows up while Batman's trying to save that guy in the beginning who let Batman Who Laughs in, and that's the end of the comic. And I'm like, yes, yes.
That's
yes.
Awesome. He was like, it's called the warm fuzzies. Right here, right in the feel goods.
Oh yeah. Oh wait, that's not the end. Jim Gordon goes to get James. That's the end.
James is like his son?
Yep.
Yeah, James' son.
Takes a psycho to get a psycho. So.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's a great fucking book. I fucking loved it.
Dang, I could tell. Man, that was crazy. Let's
All right, I want to talk about something.
Go ahead.
I want to keep the energy up.
Oh, okay. You go ahead.
All right, we're going to talk about Marvel's Batman, Daredevil. All right, so Daredevil's body's still broken in The Man Without Fear, number 3. You like that?
Nice.
All right, so this is The Man Without Fear, number 3. So basically, it's the street level defenders, Jessica, Luke Cage, Danny, and stuff like that. They're basically just watching Matt go through rehab by himself in the gym that his dad had. And he's like, they're like, well, why the fuck don't... Danny's like, why don't you let me help you? He's like, I don't need your help. I love this place. I need this place. And Danny's like, okay, whatever. Luke comes by and he's like, oh, this fucking place sucks. This place smells like sweat and tears and depression. And Luke's like, Danny said you like the place. He was like, no. This place just reminds me of everything that makes me keep going. So I love this place. Doesn't mean I have to like it. I'm like, what? All right, nigga. And then Jessica comes over and she's like, all right, cut the shit. You're reacting all depressed and stuff. The Matt Murdock I know doesn't run around, roll around all depressed. So what? You're broken a little bit. You know, you can do this. Get back up and keep trying. And he's basically in a wheelchair because his body's broken because he got hit by a truck, and it basically unlocked all his old injuries. Basically, it was just like his body was like, all right, well, fuck it. All right, so guess what? Fuck it. We're running around, jumping off buildings. So, long story short, Matt's mad. There's a B plot, which is a flashback where he is trying to chase down Fool Killer. Fool Killer is just a guy who will drop a note off to you, and then in 24 hours you die somehow. Like, he's going to kill you, but you don't know how he's going to kill you. But he already knows how he's going to kill you. Crazy. And so Matt's like, usually I'd be able to take this guy out. Yeah. You guys help me. Danny's cutting jokes that aren't funny, and Matt's like, quit the shit. Luke and Jessica are like right in front of Phil Urich's door, the reporter, because that's who he was going to kill. And they're just talking about like, hey, remember we were doing this before when I asked you out the first time? And then like fucking Fool Killer comes and hits him with sleep gas. He's like, of course I'm not going to shoot him. I'm not stupid. He puts him to sleep. He goes to the bottom of the apartment complex, and there's a hole. And so he goes through that hole to get to Phil's apartment. Daredevil shows up, looks at the fucking gun point blank, and is like, you're going to shoot it? Then shoot it. I'm the devil. You ain't the devil. I'm the devil. Come on, punk, let's do it. I'm like, whoa, what's happening right now? All the other defenders like walk in. They're like, whoa, crazy. And then it goes back to Jessica like, the Daredevil I know isn't afraid to have anything. The Daredevil I know faces down his fears. But you're not Daredevil anymore. Matt Murdock's afraid. Matt Murdock's afraid of everything. And he does that Bobby Hill face where he's like, you get out of here. Like bags under his eyes. His nose is all scrunched up. He's like, get out. You get out of here. And she like leaves, and he's just all like alone in his wheelchair, all quiet and shit. So yeah. Blind Spot's definitely gonna be fucking. I don't know. I don't see him coming back from this. We got like 2 issues. He's got to like come back and feel like he's gotta want to be Daredevil.
Yeah, that's kind of how the Kings of Fear was for me. Like, how are you gonna wrap this up? Yeah. How you come back from this?
So. Dang. That was it. I mean, it was cool, but it was issue number 3, so it's like the middle. It was a cool like flashback story. It was cool like flashback and flash forward kind of thing like that. But I mean,
I feel you.
Usually when you're like, I don't know how this like hero's gonna make it out of this, they're fighting like some bad guy or something. this nigga's fighting depression.
In a broken body.
Yeah, like, what the fuck you gonna do about that? So that's cool, but I mean, if it's your first book for Daredevil, I wouldn't recommend it.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like it.
No, not at all.
Like,
They all talking shit. They all talking shit to him. This place sucks. This place is great. This place sucks.
About it. They're all of them are just like, yeah, basically, it's just like a bunch of. There's a time when he's talking to Luke Cage, and Luke's like, okay. Anyway,
just trying to help you out,
just trying to help you out. Each one of them tried to help him up because he falls down, and each one of them picks him up, like because he's like working out or overexerting himself, which is like, you know, it's used to show that look, his friends are there to literally pick him up.
Yeah.
If you let them help you, they will help you. Danny wants to pay for his like reconstructive surgery. Luke wants to just talk to him about like retiring. Like, hey, sometimes you just gotta retire. Just wants him to, you know, cut the shit. So, you know, gotta have friends.
Word.
You gotta have friends. Yeah, I don't know about this timeline then for Jessica Jones, because this definitely has to be before that. Because she is going through it in the new Purple Daughter chapter 1 and 2. Basically where we left off, her daughter turned purple, full purple.
Jessica and Luke Cage got a daughter named Danielle. She's been like an infant for a long time.
Yeah, now she's like a toddler, so she's like 2 or something like that. And she went out with the nanny, basically came back, and now she's purple. And the thing with that is, like, Kilgrave used to be this purple man that used to just play evil, mental, just abuse her, all kinds of things, and just ruined her life all kinds of ways. He's supposedly supposed to be dead, but, you know, who knows, because he's defied death, like, so many different times. So now she doesn't know, like, what's real or what's not. And chapter 1 is just basically explaining, like, how she feels. Like, Carol Danvers comes because she's at the bar and it's like 4 o'clock and she's like getting drunk, you know, Jessica Jones shit. And Danvers basically gets to the point where she finally understands like how she feels and what she has to think about every day and things like that. And then she leaves. Jessica Jones leaves, and she basically goes and gets Kara Kilgrave, which is Kilgrave's daughter, and basically punched this girl out. She knocked her out, took her to the lake, and almost drowned the bitch, and then threw her in the air, and then just threw her on the ground.
Wait, is this girl got superpowers?
She kind of got like powers like her dad, but that's her weakness is water. She can't use it in water. And she kind of did a bitch move and like sucker punched her.
How'd she find that out? Oh, because I guess you have to talk to a person, and you can't really talk to a person through water. And okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So she just
she's like, hopefully she's, you know, cooperative, even though I just tried to drown her, you know. So basically, she didn't do it. So
wait, what's to stop her from saying like, "Hey, go drown yourself"?
Exactly. I don't know. Well, she still has like water in her because she drowned her.
She's like coughing out water.
Yeah, she's coughing out water.
She's like
got water in the lungs.
Like, don't you say shit.
No. Go ahead,
get the water out, but don't you say shit.
That's like that water. There's a reverse waterboarding where they grab her by the head from behind and push her down. No, push her from behind to the head while she's in like a sink.
She's
What?
really losing it. And so basically she just finds out Kara's not the reason why her daughter's purple. But she did find out that if someone else has like the powers or even is purple, they touched her, then that could be a thing, you know. And so, and also Jessica goes through all the scenarios of what this could be, blah, blah, blah. Chapter 2. So chapter 2 opens up with her going home, and Luke is like basically distraught because he's like, fuck, is that my kid, or is that my kid, or is that not my kid, or is that my kid that has like kind of got infected now?
Well,
like,
really quick. So people know why it's like chapter 1 and 2. There are these digital exclusives that Marvel does for, I guess they start with the I guess Netflix Defenders. They have a lot of digital exclusives for them. But what they'll do is just like every once in a while they'll just drop like a couple of chapters and it's like a little like short story kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it's kind of cool. They're the same as I think just a normal comic or maybe $1 more. So that's pretty dope. But what happened?
But yeah, chapter 2. So she's just talking to Luke, and Luke's just like, I think I should leave because if he's controlling you right now, like, you can't know where I'm going or where I'm taking our daughter. Like, she's not safe here. And also, by the way, in the last digital comic, their apartment is still trash from when Loan Shark came and, like, fought them in their apartment.
I remember Loan Shark.
Well, who's gonna clean it?
So, it's just not
Maybe they don't have maids.
Yeah, they ain't got money for a maid, and it's not like she gonna do it. She at the bar.
Yeah, so and then she just leaves to go back to the bar. Yeah. So, you know, it's just whatever. And
that's how you deal with it.
That's how you deal with it. And then Kara calls her. She goes to this support group, and she, like, during the whole time of the support group, she's thinking in her head, like, she is so high and mighty, like, above everyone else in the support group for Kilgrave, because all these people were affected by Kilgrave, but not to the extent, obviously, that Jessica was. So she's sitting there like, well, I'm better than them, not because I got powers or anything, but because, like, I saw behind the curtain. I know how Kilgrave operates, and yada, 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 and all this shit. And then she's like,
oh, so you're a special victim.
Right. I'm like, so you think you the shit.
Oh, you're
like,
a special victim. Okay, my bad.
Okay, your shit don't stink. Okay. And
what happened in your life? Oh, you married, you got a kid with a house and a solid income right now? Yeah, I live in a box. I live in a box in an alley behind the YMCA.
Because Kilgrave took it all.
Because he told me to piss on myself at my job. I can't get hired anymore. Oh, but yeah.
You got it.
Peel the layers for me. Let's go. Let's go.
You endured the most.
What a bitch.
And so, and then, you know, because she's a PI, and, you know, that's what she does. She detects bullshitters for a living. Her words, not mine. And
can't bullshit a bullshitter.
This girl was, like, telling her story, and she's like, "You're lying." Like, she just burst out.
Whoa.
It was like, "You're lying. You're a liar," in the middle of the support group. So what do? They just kick her out. She's like, "Man, I didn't deserve that." Okay, maybe I did. But still, that girl was lying. And they're gonna, like, know later.
What was the lie?
Well, we don't know. So basically, there was, like, just a diner across the street. So, you know, she just gets something to eat and just waits for the support group to be done so she can follow the girl. And so she does. And then they fight. And it's, like, a cool fight. She's like, "Whoa, when did this girl learn how to punch?" And then she flew away. She's like, "What the fuck? This bitch can fly?"
You're talking about Purple Lady, right?
No.
The lady that the liar.
Oh,
the
shit.
Liar. The liar flew away. And she's like, "What the hell? She can fly?" Oh, man, this is not my day. It's like,
imagine being in her position. She's still a little drunk.
she's really drunk by now.
Shit.
She was a liar, and now she's flying. She's a flyer. Like, what? Oh, I gotta lay off the bourbon.
So she just goes home.
Flyer.
So yeah, she just goes home. She goes on the internet to try to find, you know, flying flyer girl, and she does. On the
Call her
news,
Flyer.
Dead. Guess how she died? Falling from a 12-story building when she could fly. So now Jessica Jones really freaked out because that is Kilgrave's, like, ding, ding, ding signal.
M.O.
Ding, 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 ding.
Yeah,
like,
that's his M.O.
That is his M.O. So she's like, alarm, alarm, alarm. And then it basically just ends with some purple kids talking to a man in a suit. So is Kilgrave dead? We don't know. He does have purple children. Supposedly he is supposed to be dead because Carol Danvers flew to the sun and then threw him in there.
Yeah, but, you know, that was probably before the universe kind of got reset a little bit. So, you know, he could be around, just, like, doing his own thing. He could be like Utah.
Yeah.
But
I can see why Kelly Thompson was mad that this wasn't promoted.
that's what I was gonna say. Kelly Thompson, she writes a lot. Kelly Thompson's writing a lot. She's pretty fucking solid.
She is pretty solid. That's why I understand. After I read this book, I understand why she is mad that they didn't promote it, because it is good and she is solid in all of her books. It's not like she has too many books that one just like slides to the side. No, they're all solid.
And she pretty. I don't know much about, and it's not like people have problems with other people who like they write a lot of books, but they kind of just do their own thing. All of her books are still like interconnected and everything, and like history and stuff like that. Like they reference stuff that happened in the past, and that's why it's happening. It's not just a story for the sake of being a story kind of thing. So I mean, that's cool. I mean, shit, I'd read that.
Read the shit out of that.
Okay.
Man, it is so good. Like the dialogue alone between her and Carol Danvers is like so perfect, because she's just like thinking in her head like, she's gonna get it. Let me give her a couple more seconds. Another shot, please. She's like, just leave the bottle. She's like, just leave the bottle, Jeff.
That's what's dope, because people like her and Wolverine, they can't really get drunk, so they just gotta keep drinking. I just gotta maintain this like level 3 buzz.
Yeah, because I can't get drunk, so level 3 it is.
Right.
But that's pretty dope. Yeah, dope. All right, cool. What about you? What's next?
I guess I'll do Wolverine next. Yeah, okay, so I had Wolverine, I think it was like
Return
4?
Wolverine number 4.
Yeah, so I Return of Wolverine number 4, and yeah, it was an interesting spot to pick up, because this is a issue that made me want to go back and look at the other ones, because I was like, oh shit.
Well, I skipped number 3, but I can tell you what happened to 1 and 2. Number 1, he's like there's like a lady in an organization like killing kids with the X gene before they can even like become X-Men, and then she's like, hey, you X-Men, you keep following me, I'm gonna keep killing kids. This is your choice, not mine. And then Wolverine wakes up in a place and he has to fight out, and there's a lady and she says that these people at Soterra killed her kid. Wolverine's like, fuck that, I'm gonna open up a lock in my head in superhero mode. Let's get on this boat and get across this little way to get to, I guess, Soterra is how you pronounce it. They get there. I guess the X-Men get there. So the whole thing, you remember like those months of Return to Wolverine and all that? All that didn't matter, because at the end of 1 issue, they were just like, found him. And then that's when I stopped. And then number 3 came out. And then I hear there was a fight, and now it's at number 4. So, yeah.
Yeah, so it pretty much piggybacks off of number 1, where he wakes up and people are there, or the chick is there. He's in bandages and shit, and he has like amnesia again. Yeah. He's like, what happened? And then she was like, oh, you don't remember? They played up this whole you don't remember thing a lot.
Dude, I'm thinking she's the person killing people. I'm thinking that's the lady who's just trying to get him to a certain place. But
well, you're not wrong. So
I know Charles Soule. I read his whole Daredevil run. I know where he's going. I know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Like, Charlie, I see where you're going.
You're not wrong, because he wakes up in bandages. He's like, what the hell? What's going on? Doesn't remember anything. She's there, and she's like, oh, what, you don't remember? You don't remember? Well, I promised I'd tell you 3 stories about you and only told you 1. Get ready for the next one. So it's like, what the fuck? Okay. So he's like, all I remember, there was ice, there was a redhead, and then there was a weather witch or some shit like that. That's what he was like talking about. And then she's like,
weather witch.
So she goes on and she pretty much just like tells him that like it's all good, everything's up to par. He's a hero. He saved the day. She shows him the destruction outside the window, and the city's like decimated and everything. And he's like, I did this? And then she's like, no, they did. You saved everyone. And he's like, yeah, whatever. We still got to go find your son. And then she's like, don't worry. He's right here. He comes in. Hey, Wolverine, thanks for saving everybody and doing all that stuff. Like, just this cliche, hey, thanks. And he was like, huh? Call me Logan, kid. And then she just kisses him on the lips and everything. He's like, whoa, in front of your son? He's like, yeah, it's cool. Like, she's like, yeah, it's cool, whatever. And then she goes on to
the girl, the lady, the African lady in the like white robes and Soterra, in his mind, when she gave him the key to unlock like the different personalities in his mind, she gave him a kiss on the lips. And then this lady, but she's like
What?
Argentinian or something. She's
Something.
got like a mole, and that's the only reason why I say Argentina.
Straight up single mom status, like kissing in front of your kid, just some stranger.
Yeah, she's like, yeah, it's cool. And then she goes on like this monologue about like everybody.
Son and kiss the guy in the same sentence. Like, what does that mean about you?
Fucking she goes on a monologue about dreams and dreamers and shit. And she's like, yeah, most everybody, and it's a black dude that she's referencing this black guy, wake up, they go to work, they do bullshit, they go home, and then they go to sleep. And then sometimes in the fraction, in the slivers of all that bullshit and drudgery, they dream of what they'd rather be doing, what they might do as opposed to what they must do. And then he's like, everybody is just dreamers. That's all they are. They're not really even living. They're all dead. Not like you, Wolverine. You're an actual liver and all this shit.
Dance,
so I'm like,
Lois, dance the dance of life.
right. So I'm like, okay, cool. So everybody's really, she's like, nobody's really living. Everyone's really dead. And then she starts talking about the people who are around and in the city. And then they're like, yeah. So that's when I realized, the dead are the ones that follow orders. It's the living that are bad. It's the living that's terrible. It's the living that's this, that, and the third. And it turns out that that woman isn't even the woman. She pulled out a gun and killed her son right in front of Wolverine. He said, what the fuck is going on? And then the kid just gets up. He's like, see, I'm fine. And then it turns out that she's dead too. She's really Persephone, and she brings everybody back to life. She could create zombies. She could create these people who are basically like computer codes. She just gives them code and they'll follow it.
Name? What was the kid's name?
It was like Perrin or some bullshit ass thing. I didn't.
Damn it! Was that the kid she killed in the first issue in front of them?
Oh my God.
It was her son. So she was like basically saying like death has always been her only friend, because at the end of it, it's only just been her and death. It's not really even in people anymore. She's just talking to herself and listening to her instructions and shit. So she's like, yeah, Wolverine, I'm not really here or whatever. You could come and find me to get the other story. This,
so
that,
he kissed
the
a
third.
zombie twice.
Yeah. When before like the story ends, like this dude, this like fucking mech comes in with his gun, shoots Wolverine with his iron spike in the chest. He gets pinned to the wall. The spike opens up and straps him and like kind of like wraps around him and like pins him there so he can't move. So she's like, all right, you can either walk away or whatever, or you can figure out how you survived and why you're still alive. You can come face Satan. You can come stop the battle. You can come. He gives her all these ultimatums and everything that ultimately end with coming to find Lady Persephone. And that's how it ends. The mech pulls him off and they travel to like this spaceship, like space shuttle and everything. And that's how it ends. He's like, I already know how this road ends. Someone dies.
Holy shit. All right. Well, that was Return of Wolverine #4.
Yeah.
So it's a 6-part series. Wow. He's finally almost back, so he's gonna be on the X-Men. Uncanny X-Men #10 just came out, so #11 is them Cyclops teaming up with Wolverine. So
yeah,
he back in action.
She told him that he went and attacked.
She
told him that she cut Iceman in half and shit.
Yeah,
he's like, you cut
claws now. Remember?
You cut Iceman in half. You killed a third of the pop.
Well, that's good. We're gonna start. We gotta speed these up. We still got about we got about 5 more. Or no, I don't know. We still got a couple more. We're gonna
I'm not gonna go and tell the plot line. Actually, I'm just gonna briefly go over X-Men real quick because I'm not gonna tell you the plot line because it's the end. It's #10. So if you haven't figured it out, go back and buy all of them and read them. If you would like to wait, you can wait now because this is #10 and they'll put it all together for you. But do it because it's amazing. 2 cool moments. One. Archangel and Psylocke team up to beat Storm. What they do is Angel grabs Psylocke, picks her up in the air, drops her. Psylocke gets on Storm's back, gets her Psylocke cool pink sword out, stabs her through the head. Super dope, super cool. Then, cool moment number 2, Storm comes back to her regular Storm self, and she is pissed. So, she flies over X-Man and electrocutes him. Extremely. And then, the coolest part is she's like, I have been a goddess longer than you've been alive. Like, she's really pissed. But the ironic thing is, like, she was controlled by him, so it's kind of funny. Last thing, the book ends with you seeing a little picture of maybe Scott looking over his shoulder. He got the red glasses, but he got a hood on, so it's like, could be not. We'll see. All right, go.
I'm young Scott. I'm still here. All right. Well, I did have one I want to talk about that I didn't get to read. Invaders #1 by Chip Zdarsky. So this is Namor, the original Human Torch, Jim something. It's an android. Winter Soldier and Captain America. So they're getting together. They're going to be a team again. Let's see. I didn't get to read it, but it's the same artist and writer from that Namor, the Best Defender. One shot, so dope. I flipped through it and I saw the last page, and they're like, it was these 2 Atlanteans looking up at Namor as he swims to the surface, and one was like, who's he talking to? And then the other one's like, the king is mad. The king is mad. So I'm like, oh, I'm checking this out. But the book that I did read is Venom #10 by Donny Cates and Ryan Stegman. So what happened last about Venom? Venom showed up in San Francisco. He showed up at his pa's house. His pa was like, you get the fuck up out of here. The Venom symbiote started fucking up his door. He ran to the street, fucked up a car. He ran out into the fucking city. He's like, fuck this. He's coughing up blood and stuff like that.
Whoa.
And he's like sitting in an alleyway trying to fall asleep. And his brother shows up and he's got like a swollen eye and he's like, help me kill dad. So this is where it picks up. Naturally, he's like, I'm not gonna help you kill dad. What the fuck? Here, let's go get something to eat. And so they're in a diner. Eddie's drinking some coffee. The kid's eating some shit, and he's like, okay, so the kid's talking to him like, hey, you're a hero, right? Or are you a villain? But they say, like, I got friends that say SpiderMan's cool because he has a moral code, but you're cool, right? You defend people, right? And he's like, let me tell you something, kid. Let me tell you a story of why dad hates me. So if you remember, like, not the first issue, issue #9, he got into that car accident after his sister and his mom died. And that's why his dad had to, like, pay out of pocket, like, all the medical fees and stuff like that, which was implied. But what actually happened was he was drunk driving, and he hit a kid and killed the kid. And his dad was so well connected, and as like he was like a wealthy white kid with connections. Like, his dad made it go away, but he spent all his money making it go away. So he already didn't like him, but now he hates Eddie. And so, like, you know, he's still a bad guy, so he beats on this kid, and like the kid was like, I don't really want him to die. He just hits me. So you're like, okay. And so Eddie's like,
Wow.
well, shit, I guess you can't go back there tonight. He's like, can I stay with you? He's like, sure. They go out to the alley, and he goes like, which room you want? He's like, this is really where you live? He's like, yeah, this is where and he just starts coughing out blood and stuff like that, and passes out. He throws up blood, and he passes out. So the kid calls out an ambulance, takes him to the hospital. Next thing you know, it's like some people in like black suits, black glasses and stuff like that.
Oh no.
Inject him with the needles, like, oh, this is the brother of Eddie Brock. Inject him with a needle. They're like, yeah, this will do. And so fucking they get to a room and they're like, whoa, what's happening here? And there's somebody who's like, what's happening here? I can tell you what's happening here. He has a bunch of fans. It's the maker. It's Reed Richards for the Ultimate Universe. He's got a whole bunch of fancy talk. And he's like, oh yeah, he was like, what's happening to my brother? He's like, what's happening to your brother? He was like, most annoyingly, the symbiote has made your brother go into a coma state, and so I can't retract any information from him. The symbiote is brain dead. I'm still looking for the God host piece. Let's see, all these things. Oh, I guess you're asking about your brother. Oh yeah, he's got a lot of cancer. He's got cancer again. because Eddie had cancer before, and he sold the symbiote to the Scorpion. So that he could afford to not have cancer. That's when he became anti-Venom, the original anti-Venom. He was cured. That shit cured him. And now I guess he has cancer again. So that sucks. And I think it's because the symbiote's brain dead. And so it just acts off of, like, you know, impulse and stuff like that. So it can't actively clean him or anything like that. It would actually take a lot of, I guess, concentration to do. So, I mean, it's getting good. It's really good. It's awesome. Nice. It looks good. It's badass. It's raining. It's storming. It's written dope. So, it's cool. Buy it. Venom.
Buy Venom. Yeah. Also buy Ironheart #2 by Eve L. Ewing. It is a solid #2. Like, solid #2. First off, I love flashbacks. I don't like flash forwards, but I like flashbacks. And it starts with flashback. Basically, Riri just meets someone in high school because, you know, she's a super genius. So she goes to high school early. So basically, she can't get in her locker, and she meets a friend. That friend helps her. In the current day, she saves a corner store from a robbery.
Wait. No. She was in college. She left college. I think she
No. In this book, she goes to high school early.
Oh, it's a flashback.
It's a flashback.
Yeah, she said it started with a flashback.
Yeah, then I was thinking flash forward.
She hates flash forwards. She should say that.
I hate flash forwards. So, in current day, she is saving a corner store from a robbery.
Nice.
First wave.
She's an Iron Man armor.
Right, exactly. So first wave, she defeats it. She goes outside. There's a drive-by. And of course, she has PTSD because that's how she lost not only her best friend, but her dad from a drive-by. And so she has like PTSD, so she just stands there taking all these bullets. And then her AI is like, Riri, come back. Come on. You're just taking all this damage. Let's move. So she comes back and then defeats him with this cool like beam from the center.
Like, a unibeam?
Yeah.
Nice. Dope.
And then
Unibeam. Yeah, that's a Marvel vs. Capcom for you. Unibeam.
So she defeats them and then she flies away and she's like, "Give me a damage report." But it's like, "Oh yeah, you can't fly." So of course she just takes the subway, you know. Anyways.
Spider-Man shit.
Right, exactly. That's exactly what I was thinking. On some Spider-Man shit. Like
he's the ran out of web fluid.
And so she gets back to her lab to MIT because she has to fix all her stuff. And of course, the president of MIT got more randos up in there. And she's like, "Yo, I thought we had this conversation." He's like, "Yo, I thought we had this conversation.
Listen, yo.
You're the only freshman with a lab, and we're funding it. So I'm going to take people in and out of here whenever I want. Okay. And so he leaves. She's pissed, whatever. She fixes the stuff.
They're both wrong.
Are they? Are they really?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, you know what happens when they give you a lab? You know what it comes with. You can't just motherfucking just be like, "Look, no, sorry, locked doors. This is dorm #2. All right, whatever, go."
Yeah, and so she's listening to the news.
But look, I ain't your pet.
Pretty much. That's what it is. And like,
no, that's the obvious.
They're randomly touching stuff, but anyways. Anyway, she's listening to the news, and her friend that helped her back in high school is missing. And then this weird story about random kids just stealing phones, like small electronics, like not even a lot. It's just kind of like one at a time kind of thing. She was like, "Okay, that's weird." And
beepers.
Well, I don't know if they're stealing beepers. Anyways, and so Ironheart follows some kids that are stealing a phone, and then gets to this alleyway, and 2 masked ninjas show up. Masked ninjas are all like highly skilled kind of thing. Fast forward, the kids are in front of someone we don't know. There's just some voice, and the person's like, how do I know you kids didn't just steal the merchandise for yourself? They're like, no, we would never do that. He's like, yeah, I thought so because I punish people who fail, and it's the person that helped her, the missing friend. So we don't know who it is at all. It's not like Jessica Jones and they showed like a suit. It's like it was just a voice. So solid number 2. Solid. Buy it.
I wonder who they would have as like I bet you it's Madame Mask.
I would totally think it's Madame Mask because
Put my money on Madame Mask. I don't know any other Iron Man villains that are female.
it could be a guy.
Maybe.
I don't know. Would a grown man...
I'm trying to think of somebody that would be like, all right, look, this is a volume 1 here. But I mean, it's probably like some D-rank villain. like my next one about Spider-Man is about a D-rank villain called the Big Man. Here, Amazing Spider-Man, number 13. So I had Amazing Spider-Man, number 13. What happened is the Enforcers, old school Z-rank team, took out Jonah and Spider-Man, put them in a museum where you're going through Jonah's best hits. It ended with like the Big Man, like a giant version of the Big Man, just some guy in a suit and a fedora and like mobster, but like fucking purple and green clothes and a mask that's like white that kind of looks like whatever, the Big Man. And so it's a giant like version of him, I guess. So he's like punching through the building. He's picking up Spider-Man, slamming him against walls and stuff like that. And then it opens up, and then the Big Man's son, like this guy Roswell or Foswell or something like that, basically used to work at the Daily Bugle. He had a knack for like making costumes and stuff, and so he used to go undercover using costumes. And one of them was the Big Man, a mob boss that eventually turned into a mob boss. And so he got arrested, got out of jail. Jonah got him his job back. Then I guess he fell back into the game, and then the Kingpin tried to shoot Jonah and shot the Big Man instead. So the Big Man, Foswell, is dead. His son is mad as fuck. He did all this to like get Jonah to shoot Spider-Man because he's like, look, see, Spider-Man ruins everybody's life, and see, you always said that he'd slip up eventually, and now he slipped up and we could kill him. And so Jonah's like, oh man, is this what I did with my hate mongering? Basically is what he's saying. Is this what I've done with my words? It's like, okay,
Chris,
cool. Yeah.
see, you were right.
Yeah. And so
calling that out.
It's basically like so it's basically like the kid doesn't shoot anybody. Jonah has the original Spider Slayer take him out because Spider-Man's all fucked up. But while he's being taken out, the gun goes off. It shoots Jonah in the shoulder. It all ends up being okay. Fucking Scorpion didn't get paid for that because like the Big Man got arrested. And so Scorpion didn't get paid, so he's like, fuck, he's mad. He's telling this girl on the phone, like, look, we're going to cancel our vacation to St. Lucia. Like, I know we're not going to get the down payment again. I know, shit's tight. I know. And he gets mad and, like, slams his phone against the wall and breaks it. And then the Vulture is like, yeah, tell me about it, bub. But don't try getting out of here because if you get out, they'll just put you back in. So I guess they're in a jail. And it's like Black Ant and Taskmaster have been getting all these like Spider-Man villains and putting them into jail for something. I don't know. I mean, it's a solid Spider-Man Jonah story, but this whole like issue to me has been like this whole like arc. Not really into it. I do like for the fact that they're finally addressing it's like, yeah, Jonah just turned a whole 180 and he's like on Spider-Man's side and stuff like that. Like, what about all the shit he's been doing for the last like 6 years, kind of thing like that? What about like all the fucking people whose lives are ruined because he's like hate mongering? So it is cool that they address that. It's really cool that they're addressing all like the ancillary Spider-Man characters, but some of them like this arc, I think the first arc with like the split Spider-Man and everything like that are just not for people who have been reading it for a long time, more for people who just kind of got in. So we'll see. That's Amazing Spider-Man number 13.
So.
Wait, it's Chris's turn.
Yeah. Yeah, I had a Fantastic Four. Forget which one it was.
Number 6.
Number 6 with Doctor Doom in it. Yeah, it was a really great story. It's a great Doom story. It's a stereotypical run of the mill, par for the course Doom story. So he's in Liberia, doing his normal shit. And he's being attacked right now. And the people are all saying, like, the Master will save us. He's the great one, this, that, and the third. The great Doom will save us. And right now, Doom is sending wave of servobots after wave of servobots to go and attack fucking Galactus. Because Galactus is wreaking havoc on Liberia. And not only that, Doom has his own herald. Mm-hmm. He has his own herald named Zora. And she also goes by Victorious. So Zora is attacking Galactus along.
Know what's gonna happen.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
that's
it's fucking
awesome.
Amazing. Yeah, it's fucking amazing.
Your new name is Victorious because I, Victor Von Doom, named you.
Yeah, and you
shall be
victorious.
Yeah, with you, Liberia shall be victorious.
No, it's like how they made Wilson Fisk sound like Trump. Oh yeah, Jonah's gonna be here. Oh, I mean Joni. That was funny. But all right, what happened?
Yeah, Victorious is attacking Galactus and shit, along with the servobots. Victor gets a message saying that there's a ship coming in on the southern border around the southern Mount Doom or whatever, and he looks and he goes, Richards. So he says, Zora, go down there and stop Richards and his team and prevent them from coming over here and all that stuff. And she says, what? And she said, he said, my lord, but you want me to leave you here to fight Galactus on your own? He said, are you questioning me? No. Good. Because Doom is more than enough for any adversary. And it like goes ahead on to attack Galactus and shit. So she leaves. And she goes and like fights the Fantastic Four, stops their whole ship, they blows it up. Reed saves Sue by turning into a parachute. Grimm turns into a giant cannonball and decimates like some farm on accident. Johnny like flies over there, starts talking shit, like starts using banter to get her to explain her story.
Sue, make a giant slide for the thing to roll down.
He comments on that. He said, I don't get no parachute. I don't get no shielding. I don't get nothing. Just big old Ben Grimm make a hole. He's kind of mad about it.
Yo,
so then,
shut up, Ben. You just got married. Like, chill out.
No,
my wife doesn't treat me like this.
No, he's pissed about it because they left the reception. He didn't even get to see his reception. They got married and they literally came over there.
Cake that he was so excited about.
Yeah, he didn't get shit.
Oh yeah, no,
so
the team.
So
Ben's
fucking
gonna leave the team.
So
I can see this shit coming.
Doom's fighting Galactus 1-on-1, and he uses the Crimson Bands of Sidorak. So then Galactus says something like, "Oh, you're using." He said, "You're using magic that is a part of your own universe. You're using energy and magic that's a part of your own universe. I feed off the energy of your universe," and like breaks the bands and like backhands Doom, and he goes flying all the way into like the middle of the city, and he just comments to himself. He says,
so they're like flying in the sky.
Mm-hmm.
He's like flying in the sky again.
The whole time.
Like,
the whole time.
Badass.
Yeah.
Badass.
So he backhands Doom. Doom goes flying into the middle of the city, and he like is in like some rubble, and he goes and says, "Magic." Or he said, "Yes, I know what magic is. It's what magicians have been using for eons for the one thing, distraction or misdirection." So as he does as the misdirection is being done, like he sends his servobots to like attack like Galactus's regulators. So now he's like, his energy is all fluctuating and he has none, and he's draining, he's famished, he's really weakened and all that stuff, and he starts going away. And everybody starts cheering, Doom, 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 Doom. And he's like, it's not over yet. So Galactus starts heading over to the battle with fucking Victorious and the Fantastic Four. And then Doom ends up coming in on his heels and all that shit. And fucking Richards gets mad at Doom and says, look at you, look what you've done. You've miscalculated yet again, Doom. Because of this, everybody's going to die. Because of this, everything's liable to get destroyed. And then he goes, miscalculated? You mean like how I knew that you guys would be here at the Southern Mountain? Like I knew Galactus was going to get weakened by my attack? Like I knew Zora was going to be putting out a certain energy sphere energy signature that causes Galactus to come over here? No, Mr. Richards. That's how he said. He said, I haven't miscalculated at all. Everything is going right. Everything has been going according to my design. And like Galactus captures like Zora and everything, and then he's just looking down at the Fantastic Four while Doom is doing this, and it ends. So I was yeah.
It's like she's like his like the fist, like the bald fist is like over Doom's hand.
No. Like Galactus is holding like she's in like a ball of energy, and he kind of like is grasping her and in the middle of the air and shit.
Like this.
And he's on the ground in the foreground. He's on the foreground like that, more or less.
Badass. But like, she's way back there.
Yeah, and he's like,
"What do you think?"
He said, "Mr. Richards." That was my favorite. Like I was like, "Oh man, the way he's gonna read that line."
Okay, that's yeah.
Dope.
Win. That's
Dope.
a win.
Yeah.
So, I was gonna say, which comic was the comic of the week?
I liked Venom. I feel like I would have really, really liked Invaders. Let's see. I did like Daredevil. It sounds like Batman Who Laughs.
That was a really good one.
I like the Jessica Jones one. I think Jessica Jones' Purple Daughter.
Jessica Jones was really good. Like,
that one kept me from start to finish.
I guess Doom. I'm going Doom.
But Doom was good too.
All right, then we're going Fantastic Four. Number 6 was the book of the week. So if you guys are new to comic books, check that one out. I know Fantastic Four seems pretty lame because those movies are pretty lame, but guess what? They are trying to update them. They haven't been a book for about 10 years, so try it right now. They're really trying to start with some of these movie properties and get it in line so people can pick up a book and be like, all right, this is what they're supposed to be. When I look at a movie, this is what they should be like. If you don't see that, then it ain't really, what is it? I don't know. But this is the Long Story Short Show. I'm Corey. This is Jen. That's CJ. You can find us on YouTube at Long Story Short Show. You can find her at Lil_Philarican everywhere. You can find me at Long Story Short Show on Twitter, IG or Esquadup right here, ESQUADUP. On Twitch. And then we have JIDIVINE on Twitch. And we got CJ right there. Where else can they find you?
Just that right now. Like I have the Instagram up, but there ain't nothing on.
All right.
So same name.
You got a Twitter or something?
Nah.
All right. So this is the Long Story Short Show,
y'all.
And we'll catch y'all next week.
Peace.
Peace.